The main value of the Valdes Peninsula is, however, not to be found inland, but along the coast, where life is much more profuse. The sea that bathes these coasts teems with life and provides food for the colonies of sea lions, elephant seals, and penguins that live here. Over 100 species of austral birds nest along the coast and come to the beach in search of food. Some of them, such as the seagulls, have seen their numbers rise in recent years as a result of the growth of local waste dumps, which have become another source of food for these voracious birds. Alongside them live the South American sea lions, also called sea wolves, or fur seals due to the clump of fur around the head of the males. The total population on the Valdes Peninsula is estimated to be around 20,000, the majority of them females who each year give birth to hundreds of pups on these beaches. The conditions are so favorable for them that their numbers rise a little each year. The waters around the peninsula must have sufficient reserves of food to sustain these growing colonies of mammals and seabirds. Part of these reserves is revealed at low tide. The beaches are then covered with a multicolored blanket of vegetable, animal, and mineral remains washed ashore by the currents. Most of it is seaweed, but there are also mollusks cast onto land by the sea. The local birds are quick to take advantage of this gift. The protective shells of the bivalves are no obstacle. The seagulls have discovered an infallible method of getting through them. When they find one, they take it in their beaks and fly up with it. The seagull soars up, and when it thinks it is high enough, drops its precious load. After one or more attempts, the shell will crash against a rock and break apart, and dinner is served. Just a few meters away, the sea lions doze on the sand. In the water, they are extremely active, but on land, they become lazy. Their clumsiness out of water and the pleasant warmth of the sun are more than reason enough to take life easy, and the colonies gather to slumber on the beach for hours at a time. The sea lions remain along these coasts all year round. During the breeding season, the colonies gather at two places, one at either extreme of the peninsula, Punta Piramides in the south and Punta Norte in the north. The pups also enjoy the afternoon sun. They are still very small and don't have the layer of fat necessary to survive in the freezing cold waters of the Atlantic. For the time being, their life is more terrestrial than marine, though not for long. The beaches of Punta Norte are also a meeting point for another member of the seal family, the elephant seal. The elephant seals are the largest members of the seal family in the world. The females can weigh up to 500 kilos, but even they are lightweights compared to the male. This male is almost 5 meters long and weighs around 2,500 kilos, almost 10 times as much as a sea lion. The Valdes Peninsula is the only continental region where elephant seals have established a breeding colony. The clumsiness of both the sea lions and the elephant seals on land contrasts with their incredible agility in the water. Their legs have evolved into flippers and have conserved almost nothing of their former function. Only the claws at their ends remind us that once they were used to run across the ground. The layer of fat that surrounds them and their ability to restrict blood circulation at the periphery of their bodies enable them to remain in the cold waters of the peninsula for hours on end. There they play, hunt, and may even sleep. In the middle of the year, a new sound can be heard in the sea. The southern right whale has returned to the Valdes Peninsula. Every year, some 600 individuals of this species come to the calm waters of the San Jose and Nuevo Gulfs. Like the sea lions and elephant seals, the whales are mammals which have adapted to marine life, but they have gone one step further down this evolutionary path. Their extremities bear no reminder of their former life on land, and their enormous weight means they are unable to leave the sea. And nor do they need to, because the whales, unlike the sea lions and elephant seals, reproduce in the water. Despite the richness of these cloudy waters, the whales do not come to the Valdes Peninsula to feed. In fact, during their stay here, they fast, living on the fat reserves they have accumulated during their time out in the open ocean. But the waters of the peninsula continue to be their chosen destination for two fundamental reasons. This is where they mate and give birth. There was a time when this image was on the verge of disappearing. The slowness of the right whale, the fact it floats when dead, and the enormous quantities of fat on their bodies made them a prized target for the whale hunters. The Valdes Peninsula was no longer a safe haven, and little by little the whales stopped coming here. Even after they were declared a protected species, it was years before these cetaceans returned to their old sanctuary to once more breed. Today, over 50 years after the ban on hunting, the coast is again a place where both adults and young can peacefully swim in safe waters. Mother and child remain together for a year, which is how long breastfeeding lasts. This dependency and the long pregnancy means they can only reproduce every 3 years, and so recovering the population is a slow process. From when they are young, the right whales develop calluses on their heads which distinguish them from other cetaceans. These calluses are colonized by enormous numbers of small, whitish parasitic crustaceans, and to free themselves of these, the whales employ a truly spectacular method.